これじゃ変身できない。
騎士竜たちのパワーがなくなったからか。
メルト、どうすれば。
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
立ち向かえ明日を信じて誓った心に宿す力の限り
In episode 43, we get to learn about Bamba's teacher, Master Black, who just so happens to be Time Red from Time Ranger. A long time ago, Master Black appointed Bamba and Toa as Ryusoulgers. Some point in time later, Master Black is seen betraying his comrades, including Bamba, and before he leaves, he mentions Eris, and of course Bamba tells the others. We never meet Master Green for Toa, since a while ago, he was involved in a battle with the Gaisorg armor on, and was purportedly killed. So, Eris herself, is currently an updated version of the Creation King. But moving on, Eris is creating new monsters for Precious, and that's that there. And so, episode 44, Master Black reveals himself again and explains his reason for his betrayal. He learned about Eris a while back when he was working with Master Green, and eventually found his way into infiltrating Precious's ranks. The monster that came remember the monster that came to Earth with Precious a while back when Ko got his max soul? Well, there were two of those, and Master Black killed and was impersonating the other one. Now, episode 45, the good guys take Master Black to meet Seto, and Seto explains his reason for the quest. The tremendous power of the Ryusoulger caliber was what was keeping Eris sealed away, and eventually the Ryusoulger caliber was growing weak, to the point that Eris would eventually break out. And with no choice in a lose-lose situation, Seto sends them to free the Ryusoulger caliber. Now, at the end of episode 45, something different happens. Now, one of the last final generals that Eris produced goes berserk due to her influence and attacks both the humans and Droidons, and is killed in the next episode. In episode 46, Wiseau comes back and has revealed the reason for the conflict between the Ryusoulger tribe and the Droidons. The mother of the Droidons first created the Ryusoulger tribe, and they eventually evolved into their own over time, and Eris created the Droidons to correct them, so now she wants to destroy both the Ryusoulger tribe and the Droidons, and all humans, and start over. And now I just realized this is the plot of the last few episodes of KamenRider Agito. God is pissed and is going to start all over. Oh yeah, there's another thing I should mention because it involves the Gaisorg armor. Seto helps Ko and Asuna, who have bum rushed inside the enemy base, to break the barrier for everyone to get in a brown colored version of the Gaisorg armor, naming himself Ryusoulger Brown. And it looks awful, so now I know why we've never had a brown ranger. Seriously, and you wanna know what's worse about it? If you look at it in a light at a particular angle, it looks orange. Also, he sucks. Ryusoulger Brown just sucks. All he serves is as a distraction so that Ko and Asuna could break the barrier. Oh, by the way, there's a barrier up where everyone with their powers can't go in, and Ko and Asuna drop off their keys so that they will be able to get through. So now, thanks to Ryusoulger Brown, the barrier's down, but he still sucks. Everyone gets inside, and Eris soon evolves into a form where she could walk in. The episode ends with Eris firing an atomic blast that took out half the city. That will lead into the next episode. Episode 47, everyone wakes up in their own separate daydream thanks to Eris. They all soon wake up thanks to Creon, and they learn that Eris has abducted people inside of her and has put them into daydreams so that she can kill them by using their life force to rejuvenate the attacked areas of the Earth. In this and the final episode, it soon becomes a battle of ideologies of how the Earth should stand. Should we bury ourselves into one and only one's expectations, or live and learn from our mistakes? You want to know why I respect the works of Malcolm X, a Black Lives activist? It's because he realized he was wrong, and it took him a trip to Mecca and to discover others different from him, but just like him, to give him a new appreciation of what a human rights leader should be fighting for. So yes, we need to make mistakes to learn from, because nobody's perfect and nobody starts off perfect. If they did, then we wouldn't have anything to reach for or evolve from, like the Renaissance or the Industrial Revolution. This show basically does what Agito was aiming for, but failed to fall through This show does what Agito was aiming to do, but failed to fall through on because they're reflecting on the matter now. The Ryusoulgers do not accept her ideology and stand for what they believe in. And with that said, let's talk about the finale. Episode 48, The Will of the Earth. The final battle starts in the Zords and then to the ground, and right when the battle was about to resort on foot, Ko takes the Real Soul Calibur and absorbs all of the Kishiryuu's energies, thus sealing them away to seal up Eris, which shrinks her down but fails as the Real Soul Calibur breaks. After the attempt of sealing Eris fails, she immediately strikes down Ko, killing him, and with the Kishiryuu sealed away again, they can't morph until they get a piece of power to morph one final time. Everyone morphs, and this Sentai engages their final battle without Red. Think about how many times Red has been important in these passing years, and the writers this time said fuck him and gave more grandeur to everyone else. And as everyone else fights the final boss, Eris and Ko have a back and forth on how the world should be and how they'll continue to fight for what they believe in. And how they manage to win is that they all aim for the wound Ko inflicted on Eris when they tried to seal her. And the final battle ends with the good guys winning and Ko coming back to life. And on Ko's end of the deal, he managed to truly convince Eris of what they believe in, not by how right they are, but by actually pulling through to the point that in actual perception, she loses. And so, afterwards, everyone is at a memorial or something where the Kishiryuus are sealed away at, and everyone is surrendering their swords, locking them to the ground, as their mission is over. Plus, they don't have their powers anymore, so doing that, I guess it's not going to hurt anyone now. And so, everyone goes their separate ways. Toa goes on a trip by himself. Bamba and Master Black make up for how they left things off. And Melto becomes an archaeologist he becomes an archaeologist that helps with Yue's father's excavations, now that Seto has departed from Yue's dad's body. And Ko is probably just out traveling or something, while I believe Asuna and Canelo run a school together. And oh yeah, Weisel, Creon, and Precious, they live and are rehabilitated as good guys. Well, Weisel and Creon are. Precious just took a lot of damage and is still injured, and now they're stuck with him. Well, he's stuck with them. And there's apparently a speculation that Creon isn't a droidon, and so they go head to his planet, wherever that is, I guess. But now that just makes you think, if Creon isn't a droidon, how is he able to create Minosaurs? Keep in mind, it was never stated that Creon wasn't a droidon, Weisel just said that out of nowhere. But that's the end of Ryusoulger. And so let's talk about these characters. I spilled water on myself. Oh well. Let's get to the characters now. Starting with Ko. Ko's great. Like, honestly, Ko is a good leader. And he's a good leader because of how reasonable he is. Like, that's his best quality, along with just being so positive. Ko always seems to see the good side of everything and everyone, like Nada and Toa and Bamba. Or at least with Toa and Bamba, it's that he feels they should all work together because they're all Ryusoulgers and it's their duty to protect the world. And he further shows and explains why. Like when Toa and Bamba wanted to kill Yui just to defeat the Minosaur, he literally had to stop them and say no and show reasons as to what they're fighting for. With Nada, he immediately seemed to have good faith in him. And this is just another weird thing too. This show really tried to seem as if both Ko and Nada were really close when they really weren't. If they were to be getting along, it was pretty recently because he literally hasn't known him forever. He just came up one day. If anything, Bamba knows Nada a lot more. But anywho, back to Ko. Ko's great. He's positive. He's positive. He's enthusiastic. He's a good leader. Like, if this show has one fantastic quality, it's, in my opinion, the characters. Like, these characters are unique enough to pay attention to for 30 minutes, and they bring something interesting to the table. Bar a couple, to which we'll get to, unfortunately, one of them now, Melto. He, unfortunately, doesn't get a lot at all. He basically takes a backseat to everyone else. Like, he will have his moments and whatnot, sort of. There's just not a lot to Melto. He's just the smart one, and that's about it. And next, Asuna. Same thing. A little bit. Asuna doesn't get much to do either, but that one episode where she beats Tankajo by herself definitely brought her up to the forefront. And by having that validation right in front of her, having that validation from her master right there and then in front of everyone, including the audience, that was definitely Asuna's best moment. And from there on, I started to like her a lot more as a character and appreciate the details about her. She's just as positive as Ko, but with the twist because she's more the heart of the team. And how do I back that up? Basically, when Eris is trying to tell them to give up and be a part of her slumber, she went on the most about how her way of doing things is so wrong. And it was pretty emotional. I will give it that. And honestly, it convinced me too. And so, next character, Toa. Now, I like Toa. He starts off as a prick, but he slowly gets better. I thought when he was starting to like Ko and the others, I thought it came too quickly. Like, I started liking Toa a lot more over time as he grew up a bit and grew a lot stronger. Really, him and his brother are great as they balance each other out. Toa, Toa is more quick to no, I said, how do I say this? I guess you can say Toa is more of the lighter side of the duo because he's always encouraging his brother to be more social, to be more open with everyone, and Bamba keeps him grounded and to stay on his toes. And speaking of which, Bamba, he is most likely my favorite character. He's the silent, brooding type, and he is super protective of his brother, and I completely respect that. If I was to critique one thing with him, it's that I wish we would have learned about why he was so distant at the beginning, like a lot sooner than later, because we get Master Black literally right when the show is almost over in 7 episodes. So they could have done something like that a little sooner than later. But over time, Bamba did start to warm up to everyone. Not to mention, he is hilarious too. Like, how do I even give a good example? Oh, here's one. The Christmas episode when Bamba was doing all these nice things for a class just so he can impress the teacher. Like, when Melto found out about that, Bamba was on his ass serious about you better not run your mouth. And I just died laughing. Or better, that one episode with the Wish Soul, because in that one episode, they're all trading Ryusouls with each other. And Bamba, he is such an expert on Ryusouls. And once they get the Wish Soul, Bamba has no idea what it is. And he looks and goes, just Bamba's awesome. I like the fact that he is serious, but he also has his funny moments. And could definitely come out of his comfort side. No, I like Bamba. And I like the fact that he's serious, he's protective of his family, and he could get out of his comfort zone a bit more. I appreciate that, since they were able to make funny moments with him. And even Bamba himself does not like his show's own ending theme. If you know what I'm talking about, good for you. That one episode where it ended with them all doing the dance, and Bamba was... everyone looked at him to join in too. God. I gotta remember what episode number that was. Now I'm still spilling water. Towel. Yeah, damn it. And next, Canelo. He is my least favorite. Like, his whole character is that he's looking for a wife, and he has a little sister. That's it. And even when he's looking for a wife in some episodes, it makes him even more of an idiot. And I just didn't like him. Not a particularly interesting Sixth Ranger. And oh yeah, that's right. Canelo's sister, Oto. She's there. She is the little sister, and who's occasionally a damsel in distress. Not really a lot with her. Also, she had a crush on Melto. Moving on. I guess we could talk about Nada a bit, but he really wasn't there that often. He was Guy Sorg, but we didn't know that until later. Also, he came off a bit fake in some moments. Like, he came off fake in some moments, as well as, like I said, this show really tries to push that him and Ko are best friends, when really they aren't. They haven't even known each other for that long. Matter of fact, being that close. how he was written off was just, they could have done that a bit better. And last but not least, the villains. The Droidons are not particularly impressive villains, unfortunately. Tonky Joe was there, then he died. Gotchless was there, but he was just so boring. I didn't even bother with him when he was destroyed in the Christmas episode. Okay, Weisel was the most annoying, and I mean annoying. Like, he was a cheap knockoff of the Joker, always about entertainment and whatnot. And frankly, why does he even want to destroy or take over the world or something? He is that confusing and misunderstanding of a villain. It's just, I didn't like him. He was irritating. And Creon, he was a weenie. I didn't really feel, he was just a weenie. Like, he was just the one who made the monsters grow, and that was it. Not much I can really say about that there. Just, yeah. But overall, this show was fine. It's not too bad, but it is passable. I think my problem with it when it was airing was that I felt that the pacing was a bit slow, but I was wrong for the most part. What does bring this show down a bit is definitely the villains. But if there are any other detractions, yeah, I would say that the writing could use a bit more work. And like I said, going back to the villains, when you have such unique characters like the protagonist, you need something to really balance it out a bit more. And the villains were definitely not there. Precious, he was the most evil, but that's about it for him. But I will take this show definitely over Toei Spider-Man. And with that said, that has been my review of Kishiryuu Sentai Ryusoulger. Now, my next review would be a show that I was in episode 28 for, but unfortunately it wasn't fully subbed. So, instead, we are going back to Heisei with KamenRider Build. And just for a quick heads up there, because I've already reviewed the Be the One movie, I will be unfortunately skipping out on Build Month. Maybe. I'll have to think about it. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, share this video, and tell your friends about KamenRider Blackman. And I will see you guys next time.